everyone, and welcome to Behind the Mic Radio. I am your host, Dawn Mack, and so very glad to be here with you. It's Monday. You know, there was a song, by the way, by that, but it's a great Monday. I'm ecstatic because our guest tonight, you're actually going to love him. There's just so much to say about him. And I'm excited that you're here, and welcome. If you're brand new to our program, we're glad that you're here as well. You picked a great night to tune in for the first time, I might tell you. I want to give you a little background on our guest because I can't. He's on the line, and I don't want to keep him hard. I want to get right to this and bring him on. But to give you a little idea who I'm talking about, tonight we welcome the legendary King of Confetti with recent appearances in JackAss, the Aqua Batsand, and next in the new comedy movie Arthritis Hotel. He has been introduced to a new generation of fans, which is another reason he has to star on Hollywood Boulevard for movies, film, and television, although most of his new admirers don't realize that he has dazzled audiences worldwide in a career that has spanned over 40 years. A master of comedic timing and a consummate showman, he has headlined in Las Vegas, appeared on hundreds of television shows, played the lead in various plays and musicals, and frequently taken a dramatic turn in feature films. It is no exaggeration to say that he has succeeded in every facet of the entertainment industry. He is one of television's most recognizable celebrities, a guest star with over 2,000 television appearances under his belt. He has brought his wild energy to the Gong Show, Password, the Merv Griffin Show, the Mike Douglas Show, the Tonight Show, Late Night with David Letterman, and to the coveted Center Square on the Hollywood Squares. I watched this man growing up, and just to have him on our show tonight is just surreal. We are so very proud and honored to welcome the legendary Rip Taylor. Hello.
I am dying to meet me. Oh, how God, I almost fell asleep for nodding. My goodness, isn't that kind of you to remember all that stuff?
Well, it is, it is very worth mentioning. I mean, you've done so much, you've accomplished so much in your career that it needs to be mentioned.
About it. My God.
I know.
I don't get. I don't just go along to get along. I am at it, precious. I'm working. I ain't dying. I'm still here.
That is
Want to hear what I did
true.
yesterday? Want to hear what I did yesterday?
Sure.
Yesterday, Ron Howard's daughter Bree directed an article, a film about a lot of celebrities, and an article in Vanity Fair. Hello, thank you, Jesus. And I'm among the celebrities. You want to hear the list of who was there?
Bring it on, yes.
Marion Ross, Henry Winkler, George Takei, Julie Newmar, Tippi Hedren, Rosemary, Rip Taylor, Chaka Khan, Peggy Lipton, Florence Henderson, Smokey Robinson, and June Lockhart. Oh, nothing.
Oh, I mean,
really. I know. It was such fun.
Oh, wow. That is wonderful. Well, congratulations.
Yes,
I mean, that's huge. Vanity Fair is, I don't know that it gets any bigger than that, does it?
At least it's not Marvel Comics, for God's sake. Now, don't get me laughing now, because I start peeing when I laugh, so don't get me giggling today.
Okay, we will do our best. All right, wow. I mean, where to begin? I mean, with a career that has spanned over 40 years and innumerable accomplishments, how in the world do you soak it all in?
Honey, you know what it is? I'm like the butcher shop. I always say, next. I never look back. That's the secret. Forget about what you did yesterday. Next, I love that part of it because it always works for me.
Mm-hmm. Well,
it's a good idea. It's a good idea.
Yeah,
it's a good idea to start saying, forget what you did because everybody knows who cares a darn. But then, you know what I mean. It's just marvelous to say, what's tomorrow? Oh my God! Then I just did a Funny or Die. I did a new website thing with Cloris Leachman and Ned Asner last week, and look it up. It's on a website called Funny or Die. That's the one website that Will Ferrell has. I don't even own a computer, honey. I can't learn all that stuff. I've got Indian smoke signals, for God's sake. But I have a webmaster, and anybody who wants to see what, keep in touch, may I mention the website so they can keep in touch?
By all means, please do.
RipTaylor.com. You can't get any simpler than that, precious.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Good. That's it, riptail.com.
There you go.
Now tell me about you, Dawnie. How you do? How'd you get this job, Dawn? Tell me about you, honey.
This job is self-created. I created this job myself. I always wanted to be in radio, and this platform on Blog Talk Radio has allowed me to do that. And little did I know when I started, just not even a year ago, I would be sitting here today talking to someone like you. I mean, this is just completely surreal for me.
Isn't that fun?
But it is so much fun because not only do I run this show, but I run about 3 other shows of different types of content. And between all my shows, I've had about 1 million listeners plus. So, again, that's another surreal thing. I never would have envisioned it. I knew when I started a year ago, I thought, if I could just get one person to listen to this indie artist and their music I'm playing, I'll be happy, And little did I know, here we are, and it's just kind of gone from there to this. But I've met people from all over the world.
Exactly. It goes to show you can do it. You can do anything you want. And you proved it, precious. You sound like you're 20. How old are you?
I am in my mid-40s. I'm actually a mother of 3 children.
You see, that's the secret. That's the secret. Don't ever tell anybody else again how old you think you are.
I won't.
No, don't do
worry.
that. Oh, my God, don't do that.
I actually, my middle child just graduated from high school about a month ago and just left for college last week, and I'm a grandmother on top of that. So, yeah, I mean...
darling, send me a picture of you when we finish. I'd love to see you.
I will indeed. That's so true.
My new best friend, Dawn.
Oh, yes, so true.
Now, honey, where are you from now? North Carolina? What city?
I am based in a little bitty town called Nevin. A lot of people call it Nedane, but I'm kind of sandwiched in between Raleigh-Durham and Greensboro.
Nevin like heaven?
Actually, it's spelled M as in Mary, E-V-A-N-E. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful now. And you made a career out of this. I love that fact, honey. You ain't shy. Thank God you were shy in high school. I heard all about it.
You were the girl.
You were the girl. Oh, I can't do that. You were the girl very shy. No, hell no. You can't be shy. Life's too short.
You know
that,
pegged.
Precious?
You had me pegged. I was exactly that way in high school and did not become.
Darling, we all were. We all were. We just and we can't listen to those people. I went through hell, bullying and all that stuff. Terrible. I'm not making this a pity party interview, but I mean, we all had those problems, and because I didn't put up with that crap. No, indeed. Now, can I cut to the chase? We had the high school reunion years and years later. We had a high school reunion after they'd seen me on the TV and the movies and the blah, 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 blah. And they invited, my real name is Charles. They invited Charlie Taylor to the reunion. So I walked into the, are you listening, Dawnie? I walked into the reunion after, I'm not kidding, years of abuse in high school. Horrible things they did to me. I'm not, it isn't a pity party, but I mean, the end of it is, and now that I was on the TV and in the movies and everything, now they invited Charlie to come to the high school reunion. Well, I went. You want to hear the true story or just make it up?
You tell whatever story you want to tell.
I'll tell you right now the truth. I'm going to tell you the truth. I hired 4 hookers looking gorgeous, fake diamonds, evening gowns, walked into the Armenian beer hall where they had the high school reunion in Washington, D.C. Wait a minute, it gets worse. And I walk in with these hookers and a limousine, people, and the mouths are still dropping. Oh, my God, here's Charlie. And the MC on the microphone said, Charlie, come on, sit up front here. We got a whole table for you. And I, very humble, I knew what I'm doing. I waited 40 years to do it. I said, no, thanks. I'll sit back in the last row with my friends. Dawn, which became the front row, precious. They all turned and looked and stared at those women and me. I knew what I'm doing.
That's right.
I got back at them, but then guess what happened, honey? They wanted me to speak. And, I didn't know it, but I was holding in all of that hurt all those years, and I didn't realize it till I'm going to cry. Till that speech that I finally said, yes, I will say a few words. And now I'm walking up to the microphone. Oh, God, I'm remembering this, and it's sad. And I walk and I see all the guys that beat me up and used to do horrible things to me. And I see them, and they're older now, and they're in the wheelchair and the crutches and and it just hit me when I got to the mic. I says, we didn't know each other in the halls in those days, and we don't know each other this evening. So let's make it like it never happened. And they all applauded, and we all started crying. It was so touching.
Aww.
But you waited all those long to get even, and it was such a waste of time to hold on to it, so you can't hold on to it. And you didn't hold on to it either from starting where you wanted to start, where they said, oh, you can't do that, Dawn. You can't get anybody to come on your show. Don't believe them, honey. Here we are. You and I going dancing.
That's right. We are.
We're going to IHOP, honey. I don't care. We go to McDonald's. I'll take you first class. Separate checks, of course, but let the show pay for it. God's sake.
Most definitely. I am there. So the time and place, you just name it.
Exactly.
One of the things I've always loved about you is you are undoubtedly one of the most, if not the most, jovial and energetic people on the planet. And where do you get your unending joy?
I get it in Cleveland. It comes in a bottle. And don't get me laughing now. This is a serious interview. I don't know, honey. I just realized you can't. It's a waste of time the other way. A waste of time. I spent all those years feeling sorry for poor Charlie, and I wasted that time. And I got drafted in the Army, and I said, I ain't going to put up with this. And that's where it changed. I started doing soldier shows, record pantomime to recordings of other people, record pantomime of Mario Lanza, where you mouth the words like you're singing.
Mm-hmm.
And I did it in the Army, and that's where I got special services, and then I got discharged in Tokyo, Japan, in the Army, and learned Japanese and worked in nightclubs in Japan doing record pantomime. All you do is make faces because, the words are not my words and not my voice. And that's how I started. Then one day, Dawn, are you listening? The record machine broke, and I haven't shut up since. I bought joke books and I bought joke books in magic shops and started reading jokes. I just started reading jokes. And that's how I became a comedian. I didn't know it till somebody said, you're funny. I said, who are you talking to? I didn't know who the hell they're talking to. Me. I said, well, thank you. Then they started booking me. They gave me jobs. They give you jobs, first of all, to fill in before the star comes on, meaning the people are being seated and eaten, you know what I mean, in restaurants, in nightclubs.
Oh, definitely.
So you were the lull before the star. And, heck, I didn't care. I was working. I was in show business. I had a tuxedo. I didn't care who knew it. And all of a sudden you get a little funnier, and then you become, unbeknownst to me, a threat to the star. They said, wait a minute, don't use him. He's too good. Don't do that. That happened a little while, too, during the beginning. When you get too good, they don't want you. So I did my fast 12 minutes. And then after a while, people said, well, you're wonderful. Here, make it better. And they give you a chance more and more. The stars I worked with gave me a big, big break. The first one was Debbie Reynolds, who is still my dearest friend, joined at the hip. We just had a drink yesterday when I finished my documentary with Debbie. And that's how it starts. And then one star introduces you to the other. And the others say, well, let's have him work with us, but he'll steal the show. No, he doesn't. I know discipline, for God's sake. Don't you, Dawn? You know discipline. You got to have discipline.
Yep.
But they don't but they don't know the difference between when I'm on and when I'm off. At that time.
Right.
Because I was so desperate to work, I'd say I'll shut up. But it worked, and I'm still at it. Isn't that wonderful? Look at the website when you.
And you haven't stopped since. I mean, you have.
Not at all.
Look at what you've done. And thank you for sharing that because
so much more to do too, Donnie. You know that.
That's so true. That's so true. One of the things I really am interested in finding out about you is you have spent decades making people laugh, but what is it that you find funny?
What do I find funny? I think, I'm going to be philosophical. Life's funny, so you can't be, I don't have a logical answer to that. It's just a gift. When I see something stupid, I start making fun of it, and nobody else has that guts to make fun of it. You know what I mean? When I first met Sammy Davis, I walked in the room, Sammy Davis Jr., who I eventually worked for 10 years, opening the show for him. I walked in the room to meet him. I was scared to death. I says, "Oh, my God, you're black." He dropped the phone. Now, I don't know where in the hell I got that from, Dawn, but he just screamed. He said, what did you say? I said, "Jeez, I'm sorry." He said, "No, that's hysterical." And then he had, that horrible accident. I said, "Well, Sam, I'll keep an eye out for you." Oh, Jesus, he peed. He lost his eye in an accident. Almost. It just screamed. And you do things that they wouldn't think you would and have the courage and the guts to do it, and it gets rid of that, "Oh, my God, we can't talk about that stuff." You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So bring it up and clear the air.
Well, and it's really neat the way you do it, because people don't have time to be offended. They're laughing their butts off. I mean,
you keep hit them and run. Hit them and run. I got the cat waiting when I go on the stage.
That's right. Well, and another thing that is just amazing to me is you never seem to slow down. What keeps you going?
Diet Coke.
Hey, with lime.
I don't know why, but I love Diet Coke. I don't know what the heck it is. I put it in iced tea now. That's how crazy I am.
Oh, well, I love my sweet iced tea. And have you ever tried Diet Coke with lime? If you haven't, you should try it sometime. It's excellent.
No, I will. I'll try it. I never have. I love that. I love Diet Coke.
I highly recommend it.
Really?
It's very good. I love it.
I work in nightclubs all my life, so I never drank because I didn't want to see what happened to the audience, and then it ain't going to happen to me. All those hangovers and drugs and all that stuff. And I smoked for about a day and a half and choked to death, so I never smoked. And I still got emphysema working in nightclubs, Dawn.
Wow.
The secondhand smoke. The curtain goes up and you get that secondhand smoke. So I could have been smoking all those years.
I know, really, right?
Yep.
Well, you have performed, in hundreds of television shows. I mean, countless. And
how about my $1.98 beauty show? Remember the $1.98 beauty show I did? Oh, that was such fun. The first prize was $1.98. Oh, my God. Chuck Barris produced that show.
Oh, my gosh. Fun. Do you have a single favorite role that stands out among them all that you just very near and dear?
And you can look this up because it's still out there. There was a movie about 3-4 years ago, not much longer than that, I don't think, called Indecent Proposal. Did you ever see it? Look it up. Indecent Proposal with Demi Moore, Robert Redford. Demi Moore and Robert Redford. Now, in the scene, no one knew it was me. No one knew it was me. I took the hair off. It was very mean-spirited. The director was unbelievable. Let me do it. My scenes were with Demi Moore, and I was her boss in the real estate office with no hair. Took the hair off. Serious, mean-spirited, horrible boss to her. An Indecent Proposal. Unbelievable. No one knew that A, I could, or B, who said, well, he can't do that. He wouldn't have the discipline. See, then you've created a monster in their mind, but then you get a producer that says, look behind the comedy, see what he can do, and then you do it, and they were shocked. They were surprised that, A, you can do it, B, you know when to stop. And Demi and I may I tell you what happened the first day of the shoot with Demi?
Sure.
My scene was only with, go look it up after you see it again, Demi Moore, Robert Redford, and Rip Taylor, and Woody Harrelson.
There you go.
Now, the first day I'm meeting her on the set, right? Now, we know she's very, very businesslike, very stern, very strict, and very professional. This is what we hear before we meet the people. Robert Redford couldn't have been a nicer guy. He was an angel on earth. Welcome to the set, Rip. Like we knew each other for 40 years. And I got to meet Demi now. So I go in the trailer, and I open the door, and I say, Demi! She looks at me, stone cold, freezing, cold, ice, says, it's Demi. And I said, it's the rip. Well, then she started peeing, and we became friends ever since.
I love it.
I had to break the ice. I didn't know what the hell to do because my scenes were with her, and she could have ruined me and cut me out of the movie.
Wow. And that was brilliant.
You got to learn diplomacy like you and I've learned in this damn racket. You know when to pull it, when to stop it, and when to go.
That's exactly right. You are my kind of people. Indeed.
But we learned it. But see, that's how we learn it. We're not vicious. We're lovely. We're only giving. You know that. They'll find that out in an hour. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So that was my favorite role. You got to look it up. I loved the Indecent Proposal with oh God. Of course, I still do a nightclub act with Debbie Reynolds. We work every casino all over the world. We had a hotel in Las Vegas for 10 years, you know.
Mhm.
And you want to hear what happened 2 days ago?
Sure.
2 days ago, I'm going to name drop now until you get some more of these things there. 2 days ago, they had a birthday party for my darling Julie Newmar. She was 80. Can you imagine? I just said that word.
Wow.
She was 80. Are you kidding me? It was fun. Everybody was there, her birthday party. The day before, Connie Stevens had a party, a memorial honoring the swimmer Esther Williams, who passed away a little while back. All the stars were at Connie's house, and she got, Sonia Heaney's house. So there was a party there and a party here. So we celebrate life after they pass. It was just a lot of fun. All the stars hanging out, and then to have that big party
at. So neat.
Huh?
I said that is so neat that you guys, do that, get together and do that. What a way to celebrate it.
Oh yeah, we all know because we all knew each other. It's just fun when we do. Now we're going to honor Debbie next week and all that stuff. Then they'll honor me for I don't know what the hell. Jesus goodness.
They will think of something, I'm sure.
I'll think of something. I got 3 nuns tearing confetti. I'm ready for them.
Hey, there you go. You can't forget the confetti. That's the main thing. And speaking of confetti,
that's funny how that happened. Here's how the confetti started. I was doing Merv Griffin Show. I didn't remember the jokes, so I put them on cards, 5x7 cards. Well, boy, honey, I did the first 2, and they looked at me like, what the hell is he saying? They weren't laughing at me at all. Live TV. So then I started tearing the jokes up and throw it in the air, which became confetti, didn't it? Didn't it? Well, Dawn, it became confetti. And I threw it at the audience, ran up the aisle, and I said, goodbye to show business and TV. They're going to hate me. I made a dirty mess on the stage with the confetti and the bubble, and Ava got bored, said, what is this mess? Oh, it was just terrible. The next day I called Merv. I said, Merv, I'm so sorry to make a mess. He said, sorry? The switchboard it up like a Christmas tree. Who's that crazy man? We got to have him back. And that's how it started on television. That's how I started throwing confetti. That's exactly how it's happened by accident. And I still throw confetti to the bank this day.
Well, I've seen you throw confetti quite a many times in my day when you're on television, and I always wondered, why does he do that? But it's so much fun. I mean, confetti is fun. Let's just face it. It kind of takes
New Year's. It starts New Year's Eve. Doesn't something new, something old, something's over, and a brand new New Year's Eve. That's why we throw confetti on New Year's Eve. That's why it doesn't hurt anybody. I don't stick around and clean it up. You know that. I'm in the car going goodbye. I'm gonna call Dawn to get it swept up. I'll call Dawn. She'll sleep.
Yeah, there you go. Well, speaking of confetti, talk about your one-man show. It ain't no confetti.
I mean,
it's received so much critical acclaim and praise, and without giving too much away, because we all want to see it, what can you share with us about the show?
Well, let me just tell you, I didn't know who would come to the theater at the time, so I did it in a 99-seat theater, afraid that if anybody didn't come, I would not be surprised, and that's the truth. Because, see, they did not know what it was going to be about. And with the title, I know what it means. It isn't all fun and games is what it meant by in regard to it ain't all confetti. There, well, you have it right there. Which is what the plot was about. It was about how you got from here A to Z in the theater, in show business. Well, I went to the opening night, and let me just cut to one of the reviewers after the show was over. Gave me a rave review in print. I was totally shocked. And the first sentence out of his mouth on the review was, I thought he died. I laughed my head off. Then he gave me a rave review. I thought he died. I must smack him when I see him, too. You know, because they've never seen me serious, except in in that movie with me. But that was only 15 minutes. So what it is, it's about how you got started, how you go to the abuse, and pass the abuse into the army and career. And something else not many people know, I was in politics. After high school, I got drafted in the army.
Oh, really?
But yeah, after high school, I got a job as a busboy in the Capitol building in the United States Capitol in Washington, D.C., where I lived. So I was a busboy in the kitchen for about a year and a half. So I had to go to school. So when you go to school, you go to school in the Capitol, in the bottom of the rotunda, with the Capitol page boys. Now, they were all submitted by a lot of patronage from congresswomen and ambassadors, a bunch of little bastard snobs. And I was the busboy. I was who is he? What's he doing? You know, that type of thing. But I had to go to school. Then one day, I'm delivering the food to the Secretary of the Senate, and I said, "Can I ask you a question?" He said, "What is it? What do you want? I'm busy." I said, "You're the Secretary." He said, "I know who I am. What do you want, Charles?" My name is Charles. I told you. I said, "There's a vacancy in the Page School." He said, "Well, what about it?" I says, I wanted to ask you about it. He said, "Where are you from?" I says, "I'm born in Washington, D.C." He said, "Oh, no, you can't. That's not a state. It's a metropolitan. You can't vote. No one votes there." I says, "You have to have patronage to be a page." He said, "I know that." And I said these words. I don't know how dumb I was. I said, "You could give me patronage, Mr. Biffle." I don't know where it came from. I don't know. I'm getting goosebumps still. I don't know where it came from.
Wow.
I don't know where it came from. And Dawn, he gave me patronage, and I became a page in the United States Senate.
Oh, that is incredible.
Dawn, I got drafted in the Army, went to Tokyo, going to Korea to get killed. Drafted in the next 5 weeks. I was a page for 5 weeks, thank Jesus. And over there in Tokyo is when I got the record pantomime and started doing jokes, and one day the record broke and I became a comedian, and there you are. Is that the damnedest thing you've ever heard of? I can't make this up.
That is, that is one incredible story. And
honey, politics, they were all comedians, ain't they? All the senators.
Well, I was going to reserve the comments, but yeah, I mean, some people do see them as a bunch of comedians or clowns, whatever the case may be. That is so true. Wow, who knew? I don't think I even knew that about you. I mean, I knew quite a bit,
but see, that's in the play.
Mm.
Now that's in the play. Then it shows how you got started, who gave you your first job, and all that stuff, and then how it ended. That's how he got to Dawn.
Oh, well, there you go.
Amazing.
And the rest, they say, is history. Yes, it is amazing, very much. What has been or continues to be your favorite aspect of being an entertainer?
Yeah. What did you say?
I asked, what has been or continues to be your favorite aspect of being an entertainer?
Working. That's my favorite aspect. I hate off. I love on. I don't want to be off, honey. I'll go to somebody's hospital. I'll go to the hospital, wake them up. I got one bed. I went in the hospital once and said, "Move over."
I actually thought you were going to say throwing
They say,
confetti.
"Who the hell is this crazy man?"
Well, you know what? But you make them laugh. I mean, gosh, what great medicine to go in a hospital,
Exactly. We
great
know the
medicine
logic.
indeed.
We know the logic, Precious.
Laughter is the best medicine. Do they not say this? We hear this over and over.
We knew it.
And it truly is.
We knew that.
That's so true. And I've got one last question for you. What are some of your most memorable moments from your stellar career?
Judy Garland.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, working with a lot of stars like that. Sammy Davis, meeting Sinatra, meeting Liza. Just working. Getting the $1.98 beauty show, the movie, to me. put it all together, those things like that, and still looking for the next one.
Mhm. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the idea.
You have had, such an amazing career, and you've worked with countless incredible people in the industry. Who is someone that you've truly enjoyed working with the most?
Debbie.
Debbie.
Yeah.
Love Debbie Reynolds.
Yeah, because I've always said about her and I, it's very rare to find two funny people who don't care who gets the laugh, you see.
And that's quite magical, too, when you can have that with someone.
You should see us together. We're absolutely outrageous together.
I bet. I would love to see that.
Yeah, well, it's crazy. It's just marvelous.
Well, I hate that our time is short. I could talk to you forever. You are so much fun, and this has been a tremendous honor for me to have you here on our program.
Oh, darling,
chatting.
Thank you.
It's just been an honor and a pleasure, and you are so delightful. I absolutely love you. I've always loved you, and it's just great to have you here and to be able to chat with you.
Oh, darling, just send the chat. Thank you. Don't get me laughing.
That's right. Well,
don't get me giggling now. You'll get me I'm going to get moist.
I know. You warned me. Well, thank you so very much. Indeed. It's been a real pleasure.
You call me even without the other people listening.
Oh, okay. I will be happy to.
Just keep in touch with me, baby. And watch the website, riptaylor.com. Don't forget.
I won't.
And you can watch all those JackAss movies that I was in, too. That's a whole new audience. Crazy
so
people.
True.
Crazy.
They are.
But I had to get that young audience, you know what I mean?
That's right. And I have no doubt young audiences are crazy about you, just like your established audiences. So you are a legend, and we are just very glad to have had you here with us tonight. Thank you so much.
God. Thank you, my darling. Now, look, the ball's in your court. Keep in touch. I
certainly will, and I appreciate it.
And please thank both of your listeners for me, dear.
All two of them. I sure will. I'll send them a personal email even. Well, take care, and God.
I love you, darling. Keep in touch now.
All right. Take care, and God bless, and have a great night.
Bye, dear.
Bye-bye. Wow. In a word, wow. Just one of the most amazing people I have ever seen on television, but then to talk to him person. What a treat. And absolutely, hands down, the funnest interview I've done to date. It made me laugh. As he's talking, I'm sitting here trying to stifle laughter because he is just so hilarious. Literally hilarious. I'm cracking up. It takes a lot to get me cracked up. I may giggle here and there and laugh, but to get literally cracked up. And I keep telling myself, this is a live interview. I have to remain composed. But there's just something about Rip Taylor you can't help. His comedic sense is, it is just very, it's breathtaking, it's exhilarating, and it's like nothing you've ever experienced before. And wow, what a pleasure to have him on our show tonight. We want to thank him so very much for being our special guest. And, you heard it. He said, hey, give me a call, So that was quite a surprise. But nonetheless, it has been a great interview, and certainly want to thank him again for being on our show. And thanks to all of you for tuning in and listening. And, again, if you're brand new to our program, you picked the right night to stop by. What a treat. And we certainly hope this will not be your last time here. So thank you so very much for joining us. That is going to wrap our show for this evening. Tomorrow evening, we have Barbara Van Orden. Many of you may not know her, and some of you may. She was a huge cover model in her day, really was one of the most well-known, popular, sought-after cover models on the, and did countless print ads and commercials. And she suffered a tragic automobile accident. She was hit by a car, went through 18 surgeries, and has been fighting workers' comp for years to get payment for her injuries, her surgeries. And so we will be talking with her about her stellar career and, you know, her fight with workers' comp and, you know, just what she's had to go through and to get back to where she is. And she has since resumed her career, and so we look very forward to speaking with her. She will be here with us tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern, and we certainly hope that you can join us. So with that is going to wrap our show for this evening. Thank you so very much for being with us again, and hopefully you'll be back with us again tomorrow evening, 7 p.m. Eastern. Take care, all. Have a great night.
Thanks for listening to tonight's show. You can connect to Behind the Mic Radio on Twitter at BT Mic Radio and on Facebook at Behind the Mic Radio. Check out our website at BehindTheMicRadio.com. Also, follow us right here on Blog Talk Radio, where you can stay up to date on all upcoming shows. Every episode is available for immediate download upon the conclusion of each broadcast and, as always, on iTunes. Thank you for joining us.